Hey guys, it's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert. I want to talk a minute about these election conspiracies that are floating around the center left after the election of Donald Trump to the presidency of the United States. And trust me guys, I get it. We don't want to believe that half the population, half the voting population of this country would elect a man like Donald Trump with so little character. But we have to be very careful not to get caught up in these election conspiracy theories. We have an old saying in rural America that goes something like aim small, miss small. What that means is when you're focusing on something, you have to focus on the very narrow center of the target. And the idea is if you do that, then you'll hit the overall target as a whole. That's what we've got to do post-election to fight Donald Trump every step of the way. So let me address the two biggest conspiracy theories that are out there right now. And I'm calling them that because until there's some modicum of proof that something's actually happened here, that's all they are, is conspiracy theories. First, there's the conspiracy theory that ballots were not counted. People are proving this or trying to prove this by saying, I checked on the status of my ballot and it doesn't show that I voted when I know I did. There's a couple of things I want to say about this, okay? First of all, most states only track mail-in ballots, absentee ballots, and provincial ballots that were made on election day. If you vote in person in your state at your regular polling place, most states don't track that and log it. You're voting inside the secure system there. You're voting in a voting machine. You're voting with a paper ballot in a lot of cases. That's being scanned. You're using a machine that exists inside its own closed network. There's no reason to track that because it's occurring in a secure network. But for mail-in ballots, etc., things that are tracked in all but 3 states, it takes multiple weeks for those ballots to be entered into the system. So it doesn't surprise me at all that in a lot of cases, people are logging into the system and they're not seeing that their ballot's been processed. If you get 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks down the road and you don't see your ballot processed, you can then reach out to your local Board of Elections or to your Secretary of State's office to check on it. Now, if you mailed your ballot close to the election through the regular U.S. Postal Service, there's a chance that it didn't arrive on time. And if that happened, then that's on you. About 0.02% of ballots don't show up by election day because they were put in the mail too late to meet your state's deadline, and they never show up as being counted or being processed through the system. Now, the second thing I want to address is this idea that we're looking from state to state, and in some states like North Carolina, the gubernatorial candidate received maybe 200,000 more votes than Kamala Harris did in this election. I just want you to do one simple thing. I want you to go back to the 2016 election when Donald Trump ran against Hillary Clinton, and I want you to look at the results from North Carolina. Look at the gubernatorial race and look at the race for president. And you're going to find that Hillary Clinton received about 200,000 fewer votes than the gubernatorial candidate did. Guys, misogyny is real, okay? Very rarely do all the statewide votes align with the federal vote, okay? These are just things that naturally happen in an election cycle. The last thing I want to tell you is it's been proven in study after study, over 14 studies have been done that show that voter fraud is 0.00005% of the overall electorate. We cannot go after MAGA and attack MAGA for lying about the election being stolen and then turn around and do that ourselves when we don't have the proof in hand to prove it. Last thing I want to tell you is this. If I, at any time in this process, see a modicum of proof that something fishy has happened, I'll be the first to speak out about it. But until then, I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not going to give it airtime. And this is the last time I'm going to speak about it. So let's quit focusing on conspiracy theories and let's unite and work together to focus on the real problem. And that is that Donald Trump, as of January, will be the 47th president of the United States. Have a great day, guys.